Hello everyone. So this is the third video of the assembly drawing of the bearing unit, and if you follow the previous videos, at the end we're gonna have something like this, the assembly drawing of all the parts that has been assembled together according to the drawing here. It's really requires some time for us to refer back to the drawing and then do the proper trimming. Like for instance, like here I forget to trim this part and also this part too, as well as this part and this part. Okay, I hope that I already trim accordingly. And now if we refer back to the diagram here, we need to have a platform, and then to place this bearing unit, and then we have a bolt and nut here to fix the bearing unit on that platform. So we need to draw the platform first. What you can do is just to pick a line from here, go, just adjust accordingly, and then the thickness of the platform, I'm just going to use the offset function and put 17. So the distance is 17 here, and then we are going to insert the bolt and nut, which is part number 8, washer is part number 9, and then the nut is part number 10. Insert, browse part number 8, open. Okay, just place it here first and then insert part number 9. Okay, this is the washer, so just going to place it here. Okay, so we have the bolt and the washer already. What we need to do is to rotate this. Just pick some point, and then the rotation is minus 90. Sorry, it should be 90. Okay, so now we want to move this to bottom, so we pick this, move to here, and then from here we move, because this thickness is 17, so I'm just going to put 17. So after that, from here we need to move to the left side. Just pick, and then we move here by 20. Sorry. Okay, so move this by 20. Move, specify the point, and then move here 20. Okay, so I don't know what happened, suddenly this part disappeared, but it's okay. We can because maybe during the time I copy it. So we can just move this back. Okay, so now we already have the washer at the bottom, and then we need to also move to the top. So we can copy the washer, copy, specify here, and then we can go here. So because we have two washer, and then at the top here we need to install the nut. Nut is part number 10. So insert, browse part number 10, open. Okay, so what we need to do is to rotate it first 90, doesn't matter. So we are going to move this to here. Okay, so done. We already put a platform, and we have done the bolt and the nut here. Still need to do some trimming. Explode, so we need to do some trimming. I just going to choose this line and this line, enter. So all the line that is not necessary shouldn't be there, and then trim. So this line to enter. So all the unnecessary lines shouldn't be there. Same goes at the bottom here. Enter, and then okay, so at the end it's gonna be something like this, and we are just going to cut. We are going to close this both end of the platform by using, we are going to draw a spline to cut this platform. So choose spline, and then okay, like that, enter, and then same goes to here, enter. So anything that is out of this part need to be trimmed. Something like this. I forget to put this. Okay, the center line here, you can join them together. J, join, so that it's going to be only one center line, sorry. So join, then we can just copy or mirror, specify the base point, and then yes, so we have both sides as like this one. Okay, so the next thing is to do some hatching. I'm going to start with the platform first, but in order for me to do the hatching, I just going to turn off the center line, and I'm going to do some hatching here and also here first. Change the ratio here to 30 so that you're gonna have something like this. And then I also going to do the hatching here, and also the top one. Okay, but if you can see that I don't want it to have the same direction, so we can change here to maybe 90. Okay, I also will do some hatching here. Hatching this part, this part, this part, this part, this part, and this part, and change this to maybe 0 again. And then the hatching here. Okay, so we still need to do some other trimming. The one that maybe we left, also this one, this one, this one. Okay, so hatching here, and also here and here. We change this maybe to 30, so it's going to be a little different. And the last one is hatching this one and this one, this one, this one, also this one, and we set it back to maybe 90. So okay, so it's look like a legit assembly drawing. So we turn on back the center line. Let us do the final checking of the drawing, whether we need to still improve it. And if I refer to this drawing, I found that I forget to do hatching in this area and in this area. So let us do the hatching here. Go to hatching, pick this point, the ratio should be 30, the scale, and then the direction is 90 degrees. Okay, enter, and then we go to hatching again and pick this area as well as this area, enter. So yeah, I hope that I did not miss the other parts of the drawing. Hopefully this is the completed one. So if after we do the final checking we found that we are satisfied with the drawing, the next step is to do the printing. where we want to print it in a A2 layout like this one. And if you draw this unit bearing assembly drawing in your template, you should already have your A2, A3, A2 and A1 size of layout. So we are going to print this in A2 for this drawing. So in order for us to properly print the bearing unit inside of this A2, what we need to do is to draw a rectangle first here. So use rectangle, and then the first point should be 0 minus comma 0. So this is the base point, and then the dimension for A2 size paper is 594, 420, comma. So this is the A2 size paper. And if you were to refer to the drawing, I think the drawing in its real dimension can be put in the A2 size paper. And for this one, the next thing that we need to do is to do offset by 10 mm, because this is the real size of A2. However, for data block we normally have 10 mm smaller dimension inside of the real dimension of the A2 size. So this is the rectangular size paper that's going to guide us to print in an A2 size layout. So what we need to do next is to move this object to be inserted inside of the rectangle. So now select all and then go to move. The first thing that you need to do to select the base point, and I will suggest you to select at the center, midpoint here, and then you can move it. Make sure that you turn off the auto mode, and you can change to polar in order to ease you to move the object. And then for this one, we are going to put it in at the center. However, there's some trick to do it. You can click shift while click the right click, and then go to meet between 2 points. So the first point is this corner, while the second, sorry, I mistakenly click it. So we do it again. So we are going to move this, change this to polar, select the base point here, and then move it. So shift while right click, meet between 2 points, select the point, the first corner here, and then the second corner should be here. So it will automatically be placed at the center of the rectangle like this one. And if you go to A2 layout like this, it's not really exactly center. So what we need to do, you need to change this to model space instead of paper. So you can move like this. And then the next thing that we can do is to do some alignment. So type align space, choose align space, and then you're going to choose the first corner here. The second corner will be here, and then the third corner will be here, the fourth corner will be here. Okay, so after you did the align space, the drawing will exactly located at the center of the paper. Once you already got this position, what you need to do is go down here. You can see there's some lock. You need to lock this so that it's not going to move. Otherwise, if you don't lock, it is going to move. So the next thing that I want to do is to turn off the grid, so it's going to look clear like this one. And just for your own information, my title block is a bit different from yours. This is based on my own drawing. However, you can use your own title block according to the title block that you already prepared. Like mine is looking like this, but it should be fine. So the next thing that we are going to do after we have this picture, we already can print this out. However, as a standard assembly drawing, there are few elements that need to be inserted in the drawing, such as the balloons. What I mean by the balloon, if you will refer back to the drawing, you can see that these are the balloon showing all the parts that had been assembled in the bearing unit. So we are going to include all the balloons here to show different parts of the bearing unit in the A2 size layout. So in order for us to do that, you need to change this model to paper space. So now it is in the paper. That means that you can do anything inside of the model part, but you can do something in the paper. So now I'm going to show you how to do the balloons. You need to go to annotate, and then please go to leader. Some of you might already have it in the ribbon, but some if the AutoCAD version like mine, we have to choose leader and then multi-leader. So this one you need to change to balloon instead of standard. So now it is balloon. So what we can do is just to include all the parts. So choose multi-leader, and then it's more you can, I think the best way is to turn off all of this, so that it's going to make the balloon easier for you to locate. So this is going to be just click and then click another one, and then something like this appears. So this is part number 1, which is the casing. After you put the number, you can just click OK. So something like this will appear. So what we can do is to put all the parts the balloons according to different parts. And so the second part is the shaft. So same thing, multi-leader, and then maybe click here, go to here, number 2. Okay, what about number 3? Number 3, shaft is number 2. Okay, number 3 is the gear. So multi-leader, this is number 3. So this is number 3. Okay, number 4 is the key, and number 5 is the bearing. Okay, so this is number 4. Number 4, and this is number 5, which is the bearing. Number 5. Okay, because we have 2 bearing here, so we're just going to put this as number 5 too. What else? Lead is number 6. So this is number 6. It's okay in terms of the position of the balloons. I'm going to show you how to align all the balloons after this. So number 7 is the bolt. So this is the bolt. This is number 7. Same goes to this bolt. This is number 7 too. 7. Okay, what about number 8 is the another bolt. This is the bottom. So we are going to just go to the bottom. This is number number 8. Washer is number 9. Okay, so we go to washer here. The washer is a bit small, however we can enlarge this. Okay, so this is washer, and this is number 9. Same goes to here. Number 9. Here also got the washer. This is number 9. This is also number 9. Okay, then nut is number 10. This nut. 10. Okay, stopper bolt is number 11. So this is the stopper bolt. This is number 11. Pulley is number 12. And lastly, pin is number 13. And this is the typical type of the assembly drawing, general assembly drawing, where you should have the elements of the balloon, the drawing, and a few other things. So what I want to start with for this video is to show you how to do some alignment of the balloon here, because you can see that this look a bit messy. So we want to align it so that it's going to be on the same line. So just choose all the balloon that you want to align. And then go to annotate leader and try to find this symbol. This is for the alignment. Click this, and then you can choose which level of line that you want. Let's say I want all to be in line of balloon 3. So then after you got something like this, you just move it to the right side. So now it's look line. It's gonna look something like this. So it's look nicer as to compare to the previous version. And in fact, you can also do it individually. For instance, like this one, I want to stretch it a little bit more, and this one too. Okay, so something like this, it's going to make your drawing even nicer. So beside the drawing as well as the balloon, we need to have the bill of material, the parts detail, something that is essential in the assembly drawing, where I already covered in lecture 10. You should go through the notes given in lecture 10, where the assembly drawing consisted of a few types, including the exploded version, the general assembly drawing is what we are doing now, and the detailed assembly drawing include all the dimension. And for this lab, we are doing the general assembly drawing, where one of the element required in the drawing is the bill of material, which consisted of all the parts that we already listed here, and the detail of the part, including the quantity, the material, and so on. So what we can do now is to draw a table on the top right of the layout here. Go to home and pick line, and we're just going to turn on this back, and from this point click go by 80 mm, enter. So you have the line of 80 mm here, and then you are going to do some section. So I already use offset. The distance between each section is 8, enter. So okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, then after that we can just close this section like this one, enter, and then you can draw another line. Let's say I want this to be 15, draw, enter, and then another line of 25, enter, and then the other line of 10, and one more line of maybe 10. Sorry, maybe we can have this. So okay, should be fine. And line of 10, and just going to delete this line. Okay, so we are now having the table that I'm going to include all the details of the parts, where we can use this multi-line text. Click and specify the first corner and specify the second corner, and then make it in the middle center. Okay, so this is going to be the part number. Okay, then another line from here to here, as the part name. Sorry, we do the justification first. Middle center, part name. And then quantity, and lastly is the material. Okay, so we have all the list here, so we can select all of these and then copy, select the first point and then go to the second point, enter. So maybe we can do some adjustment first. Okay, part number 1 is the casing. And the quantity is, let's say 1. Well, actually it's 1. The material, well, actually it depends to what material that you want, but you just follow the code that I type here. It's S45C. Okay, and after you completed the first part, you can just copy this, and then we are going to do the same to all the other section. Okay, I'm going to write down all the details of it, and I really hope that you're going to follow the details that I are going to include. Okay, so now I already included all the information needed for each part. You can just follow this as a practice for you. Part number 1, 2, 3 until 13. I forget another part, which is stopper. Okay, I forget that we have 13 parts, so just going to include the other part. 8. Offset 8. Okay, and then we're just going to extend this and this and this and this, and then we're just going to copy So this is part number 13, 12. Okay, I missed part number 11, which is, this is not supposed to be pulley, this is supposed to be M6 stopper. And this is pulley. Okay, but the rest is fine. So I really hope that you're gonna pause this video for a while and try to include all of this information in the table. And after you completed the table, there are the final step that you need to do is to include some very major dimension, and this is needed for the assembly drawing, where you can just go to dimension here, click dimension, and then some major dimensions such as the length and the height. Just going to show you on the height. Okay, so you have the balloon as well as the dimension. If you notice, the dimension is in point f 1 decimal. So what we can do is just to click this and click the dimension here, and then right click and then go to position, just click 0. So now the dimension is only without any point. So this is kind of like the typical assembly drawing that you need to prepare for a real industrial experience. So I really hope that you got some exposure on how to do it, and hopefully we're able to do the same for other type of assembly drawing. So that's it. After this you can just save, and if you want to print, you go to print, continue to upload single sheet. Make sure that the ratio is 1:1. This is ISO fully A2 and so on. Just click OK. PDF, okay, and then in the document save as one. So it's going to be saved as a PDF. So this is how it's going to look like in the PDF style. So it's going to look nice. So that's the end of the assembly drawing for the bearing unit. For a few weeks already learned on how to draw each part and the assembly drawing. I really hope that you really learned lots of things about it. That's all for me. Thank you. Bye bye.